pipe down and listen up. Y'all have just been saying whatever works best for y'all. And the nosy one returns. Then there's the footprints of the mighty Muzilla. They ain't just some random holes dug up by that old coop. The true nature of these footprints has already been proven quite logically. Logic's magic, I ain't buying it. Say whatever you want, but I know what I saw, and I saw Muzilla. Is she referring to how she saw Muzilla out on the window of the Grand Tower? Preposterous. Upon our journalist souls, we ain't having none of it. The statement is an insult to journalists everywhere. That's right. There's more to them monsters than just those footprints. I remember hearing that Sony over there was seen with a monster earlier. I reckon that gal over there said she witnessed it herself. When these two are together, all meaningful talk grinds to an halt. If we only knew just what the monster really was, I think those two will quiet down. Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you could do? The monster's true identity. We don't have much choice. Let's see what we could do. Isn't there something y'all ain't telling us about that monster? Nicole, ask him! Ask him right away!
Hold it!
Please settle down. Regarding the true identity of that monster, I already know what it is. What do you say? That's right. The video John recorded provided the hint that I needed. What you talking about? Mr. Coles saw Gordy. And when she went to check up on John's practice, at the time she mistook something for Gordy. The monster can be seen in this photograph. What? Ain't that just some plain old souvenir photo? Y'all don't really think you could pull the wool over the eyes of a pro like me, do ya? What did Miss Nichols really see she mistook for Gordy? I'm assuming it's this, because it's the only other thing that we really see as like something that can like be held over it. So I think this is her main goal here. Maybe the horn, but that feels a little bit too weird.
Take that!
Naturally, Gordy's true identity was this camera crane. What? The video John recorded was a shot from fairly high up. A shot from this position would be impossible without a camera crane. But there ain't no way Mr. Cole's mistake a camera crane for Gordy.
Objection!
I wonder about that. Miss Nicholas. Yes. Earlier you said the prescription for your glasses didn't match your eyesight anymore, correct? Yes, lately it seems like my eyesight has suddenly gotten a lot worse. But would you say that you weren't able to see Gordy very clearly in the dark? That's right. Its silhouette was all I could make out. Remember what Miss Nicholas said? And I quote, its skin was really scaly, almost like a reptile. Camera cranes ain't got no flesh on them, let alone skin. It's a bare steel frame. That is certainly true, at least in the case of this photo. However, last night it did have skin. Y'all just do whatever you want to get in the way of our scoop, ain't ya? It was not my intention. But since I've come this far, it's time to put an end to your nonsense. Gordy's skin is right before your eyes. This is the skin of Gordy that Miss Nicholas saw. As Miss Nicholas stated in her testimony earlier, it looked like it was going to rain last night. While it never actually rained. John still covered the camera crane with a rainproof sheet, which to Miss Nicholas looked like the monster's skin. What? You gotta be kidding me. Isn't that right, John? Man, he slipped through it all. That old man. This is so smug about it. Shut up, Edward. And unfortunately, the Gordy that Miss Nicholas saw was nothing more than an illusion. Not again. Looks like my dream was shriveled up and died once again. Mentor. Seems like things have finally settled down. I really thought that boy was hiding something from me. Guess I had it all wrong. Now that we figured out the true form of the monster, everyone seems refreshed. Actually, there's 2 people here who were totally bummed out. Agent Ling! The report is in, sir. We got the results of the President Hung's autopsy. Good, show it to me. Concussions and bone fracture found across the body, resulting from tremendous pressure. So this was the cause of death? In other words, he was crushed to death. I thought as much. Ooh. The yellow stain on his chest is currently being under investigation. But it seems that gunpowder residue was found up on his right hand. Sunflower residue? I didn't know the president was into gardening. No gunpowder residue. Traces of it are left behind when a gun is fired. It should have been found on his right hand. It's possible that the president fired a gun. A gun, huh? But we didn't find any guns when we investigated this area. Unexplained gunpowder residue. I'll have to look over the autopsy report later. Now then, Agent Ling, it seems we have our answer. The president did not die from falling off the roof of the Grand Tower. Rather, he died from being crushed under Moozilla's head. Can't deny it. Looks like your logic was right after all. The recent suspicions surrounding Miss Courtney should be cleared up, right? Yes, not only the cause of death, but the time of death proves her innocence as well. Just Courtney met with the president 2 nights ago. However, according to the autopsy report, the time of death was around 11 p.m. last night. Moozilla's head also fell last night. Matches up perfectly. That's a relief.
Not so fast!
Isn't it a bit too early to be relieved? Agent Lang? The president died after being crushed by the Moozilla's head. That I will admit. The problem is, who was responsible for the fallen head? Moozilla's head fell last night, and last night, the one who was at the film lot was...
Overruled!
What are you saying? Surely you're not implying... That's right. You killed him, didn't you? John Marsh? Step up aside in something. He was at the scene when the body was discovered last night. He also saw the footprints. Despite that, he still claims to know absolutely nothing about the incident. Isn't that a bit too convenient?
Objection!
These footprint-shaped holes have not been proven to be related to the case. Just because he saw the holes doesn't necessarily mean that he's involved in the incident.
Not so fast!
Sure about that? Take a look at the puff's face. It looks pretty shaken up to me. Looks like he hit the mark. John doesn't want to talk about it. If he doesn't feel like talking, then I have an idea of my own. Let's check the tape. Agent Lang, what is your intention? Please have a device that lets you analyze the video footage up close and personal. Agent Lang, you would suspect John enough to go that far. As long as John's lips are sealed. This may be the only way for us to get closer to the truth. Detective Gumshoe? If I'm not mistaken, you have that device with you, correct? Mr. Analysis is ready to go, sir. Now we're talking. Prosecutor Edgeworth, would you please perform the video analysis for us? He wants me to do it? Who knows what kind of faults that Wolfman will find. This isn't exactly my strong suit, but I suppose I have no choice. Are there any new clues shown in the video? What about here? How do I continue? Oh. Oh, I didn't want to do that. It's the Mozilla costume. If you zoom in, you can see that the back is unzipped. Yeah, Mr. Krabs was supposed to get inside to play the monster in the movie. But I don't really get it. The Mozilla in the movie is supposed to be big enough to demolish the entire building. Once he's inside the costume, how does he activate its Megazord form? I think you have a big misunderstanding. The costume doesn't actually become big. I see. So that's what's big, is not the costume, but the misunderstanding. I think I kinda get it now. Thanks. Does she really understand? Okay. Let's zoom out. Is there anything over here? Oh, there's like several little things here. Maybe like zoom in. No. What about over here? It's a man! Eureka! This is... What's the matter? I want to see it too. Ah! Hey, what's wrong? Show it to me. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I request you submit the evidence to the court. Please take a look at the top right corner of the zoomed-in video. This person is... the president! Impossible! No way. As we finally found it, alas. That that points to the true killer. This video places John at a major disadvantage. You're wrong! That's not right! I didn't know anything about this! That's not gonna cut it. It's clear that you and the victim were together at the same place, where his body was later found. John Marsh, there's no doubt. You killed the president. No, this can't be. Why would you? John, please don't tell me. Did you really kill the president? Mr. Edgeworth, is this really decisive evidence? Mr. Prosecutor, looks like even you can object to this. That pup said he didn't know anything, right? And yet the president's right there in the video. John, what are you hiding? John, please tell us the truth. The truth is, it's all my fault. John Marsh, what did you do? Mozilla's head falling was all my fault. During the rehearsal, while setting up the equipment on the roof, I used the heater. After that, I went down to practice, but I forgot to turn it off. Then my mom called me, so I left the film lot. When I came back to the lot, after the phone call was over, Mozilla's head was on the roof had fallen. Right next to it was the president, lying dead on the ground. How could that be? I see. It did traces that something had caught fire on the rooftop. It was just a small fire, so I was able to put it out by myself. So, the president's death was John's fault? But wouldn't that make this an accident, sir? And then, what did you do with the fallen head? I took it apart and brought the pieces up to the roof and put it back together.
Not so fast!
So you put out the fire and even put the fallen head back on the roof. Which means you were hiding evidence. You can't be having that, you naughty little pup. You didn't do it on purpose. I really did just forget to turn off the heater. When the legs broke, the stand would have tilted, and Muzilla's head was on the top of the stand. It would have fallen off. So the head fell down because of the fire. Yes, and if that's the case, I also have a pretty good idea what caused the fire. It's a flammable can next to the heater. Seems someone is lacking safety awareness.
Not so fast!
Was it really just an accident? That's the truth. What was the president doing here? I don't know! There was no one else around when I was there. Expect me to believe that? The president wouldn't have just come to a place like this without a reason, you know? The president's reason for coming yet. It's still a huge mystery. 2 nights ago, he met with Judge Courtney on the roof on the Grand Tower. Last night, he was here at the film lot. You meet with John. To listen to John's testimony very carefully. Her butt! So, I don't know, Lang's coming on pretty hard on this kid if it's an accident. Because it's just like, he's a kid. Kids don't know what to do when dead body shows up, you feel me? They are scared as fuck. There's no way that you would respond properly so. I don't expect a kid to respond that way, or even like call an ambulance or anything. They'd be too scared of being in trouble, right? So like, yeah, there probably should be punishment, but I don't think in any degree of just like, there was intention. Which is just like, I know Link's fired up and like, it makes sense in that degree. It's not as bad as Apollo Justice's case forward, just like, yeah, the kid totally did it. It's super possible that he shot a gun. But, yeah.
Hold it!
Don, you are still young. I know it can get a little cold in early spring, but you shouldn't have to resort to a heater.
Elvaru!
It's precisely because he is young that we must make sure to take good care of himself.
Objection!
However, while it can be a bit chilly during this time of year, I wouldn't necessarily say... Hold it, old man! Is this really the right time to be having this argument? It's completely right. John, you did well to get the better of Mr. Edgeworth. Please mind your language. Not forget that, we got the better of you too, Your Honor. No, Mom. So, where was I? Okay, I went down to practice, but you forgot to turn it off. You forgot to turn off the heater. You didn't check it before leaving the room. I meant to turn it off, but I was too focused on practicing, so... And come on! Everyone forgets stuff like that sometimes. Yeah, I gotcha. I forgot small things like that all the time, too. Like, sometimes I forget to turn off the AC or the lights in Mr. Edgeworth's office. Or I'll jump off the ladder for his bookshelves, or leave prank calls on his answering machine. But forgetting to turn off the heater is really dangerous, so you gotta be careful. All those things had nothing to do with forgetfulness. Don, please continue. Looks like you got that rough too, old man. Well, back to my story. So the mom called, right? The mom called around 11, right? And there was the call at 11, right? It was late at night at the film lot, and not a single member of the film crew was around. So then, why did you have to leave the premises in order to answer the phone call? I totally forgot about the phone call, so I kind of panicked. If I didn't answer fast, I would have been busted for leaving the hotel without permission. In that case, why didn't you just answer it here? I was rehearsing. All the cameras and mics were on. I talked here. Every last word I said to my mom would have been caught on camera. But he was embarrassed that the conversation of his mother would be recorded. Anyways, I stopped practicing for a bit and rushed out of the film line. If the phone call, in that phone call, you lied and said you were at the hotel, correct? Why didn't you tell your mom that you were rehearsing? If I told her that, she would have called the hotel and made them send me a taxi or something. Of course I would have! Had alone in the streets at that time of night? What sort of parent would allow their child to be at such a dangerous situation? I love Mama Courtney. She's great. She just shows up and just like, I don't think so, child. I guess kids just don't understand how their parents feel. It goes both ways, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. Now then, John, please tell us about what happened after the phone call. Oh yeah, of course. When the call was finished, and I came back here, Zilla's head was on the roof, had fallen. Was there any indication that the head was about to fall? I don't know. I was focused on rehearsal. So you forgot to turn off the heater, which led to a fire on the roof. I would think you should have at least heard something. Heard something? Oh, I was wearing headphones. Headphones? Listening to the movie soundtrack helps me get into the scene. I had it on full blast, that's why I didn't hear anything. And yet you noticed your mother's incoming call. I had my phone on vibrate, old man. That's how I noticed. Anyways, the head had fallen. Oh, we didn't know about it. What was the state of the body? I didn't get a good look, as it was dark. He's suddenly become as quiet as a mouse. I guess John doesn't really want to remember anything about the body. The only reason why he's gone so quiet. Can I press him for more? Yes, obviously, always press. Unless it's a clown. Didn't get a good look. Then how did you know he was dead? That's... well... He's clearly shaken. He must be hiding something. When do you normally call for help if you see someone collapse on the ground? However, you did nothing of the sort. But he was already dead. Is that so? You seem quite certain that the president was already dead. Now, is there a reason for that, I wonder? The guy was collapsed on the ground, and right next to him was the fallen monster's head. I'm not stupid, it was hard to imagine what happened.
Objection!
You can imagine whatever you want, but there was no way for you to know that he was dead. You actually checked to make sure the president was dead, didn't you? Yeah, that's right. I was scared, but I got up close to the body and checked to see if it was breathing. By the way, I have been in a scenario where someone has died, and you check, and I'm gonna tell you right now, a dead body is very prompt. You don't know what exactly is wrong with it, but like there's this kind of eeriness to it when you see it. You can clearly tell the body isn't moving. So I believe the kid when he says this specifically. There could be a number of reasons why the president wasn't moving the way that he was and whatnot, but as of right now, I kind of get why the kid was like this. Not as much. However, why would he hide that? Must be a reason. Please tell me the state of the body at the time. At first, I didn't know he was dead. I would have realized sooner if there had been any blood. There wasn't a single drop, and his clothes were completely spotless. Either way, he wasn't breathing. That's how I knew he was already dead. Would you please append those statements to your testimony? He was spotless, eh? There was no blood as those were spotless.
Hold it!
If you were unable to tell if he was dead because of the lack of stains on his clothes, are you certain of that? Of course I am. I saw the body too, right? So what's the big deal? You said that the area was dark, and yet you were still able to make that observation. I'm telling you, there wasn't a single stain on his entire body! Arrest him, man! Thank you, John. That was all I needed to hear. Are clean clothes that important to you, Mr. Edgeworth? Mine are freshly washed, though. Next, you tell me how you determined the president was dead. Well, there wasn't anything to let me know right away that he was dead, you see. Wasn't breathing at all when I checked, so I knew he was already dead. It was spotless, eh? You're a liar!
Objection!
His clothes were spotless. Yeah, that's right. You got a problem with it, old man? Don, it is painfully obvious that you were desperately trying to hide something from me. What are you going on about? I'm not hiding anything. You were hiding. You are hiding. Something about this yellow stain on the president's clothes, correct? Oh? Why did you leave it entirely out of your testimony? The fact you made no mention of it serves to cast more suspicion upon yourself. That's because... I hope you have a convincing explanation.
Overruled!
Judge Courtney. Allow me to explain. Why are you... The yellow stain left on the president's chest is almost certainly lion lily pollen. Lion lily? When I met with the president on the roof of the Grand Tower 2 nights ago, I brought him a bouquet of lion lilies. Lion lilies are beautiful flowers of stunning golden petals. Some of the pollen from the lilies must have gotten onto the president's suit. But... I didn't see any lilies in the security footage, though. They were simply obstructed by the president's body. Why did you bring a bouquet? That... I cannot say.
Not so fast!
Hey! Keeping way too many secrets. You won't tell us why you met with the president? Or the reason you brought him flowers? My apologies. However, I did give him the bouquet. That much is true. Is Courtney and the president, did they hook up? Is that his dad?
Objection!
When the president's body was discovered, we didn't find any flowers. I honestly don't know how that could be. Hey, Miss Judge. All your answers have been too vague. You can't say this, and you don't know that. Do you accept flimsy testimony like that in your trials? Hey, cut it out! John, I threw the flowers away. You threw them away? So there were flowers near the body when you found it? Yeah, that's right. They were right on top of the president's body. They have been crushed as flattened as pancakes. Oh, I see. The flowers were squashed by Mozilla's head, too. A large amount of pollen got stuck to the president's suit. That seems to be the gist of it. However, why did you go out of your way to dispose of the flowers? No reason. But John's not going to tell us anything either. I guess mother and son both have a lot of secrets, huh?
Overruled!
That is not true. At the very least, I could tell you why John threw away those flowers. Huh? John, you saw me leaving the house with those flowers in hand. Did you not? I get it. John saw the flowers and thought of his mom. He threw them away in order to protect Judge Courtney from being suspected. It's not true! You're all wrong! That was his worst lie yet. Ooh. I often decorate our house with those flowers. The bouquet must have reminded him of me.
Not so fast!
So the pup just happens to find the flowers of his mother's bouquet on top of the body. That's why you threw them away and kept silent about the body? That's a tiny little story if I ever heard one. What's wrong with that? I suppose you prefer untidy, messy stories, Agent Lang? Don't tell me you've forgotten already, Missy. This pup confessed that he caused the monster's head to fall last night. Oh, that's true, but he's currently the only suspect in the president's murder.
Objection!
It is true that there are many reasons to suspect John. However, there is someone other than John who is far more suspicious. Who'd you say? John himself was kidnapped by the very person not too long ago. And we rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near the harbor, pal. Refrigerated warehouse? That's right, pal. The refrigeration wasn't turned on, so he wasn't about to freeze to death. But if he hadn't yelled out for help, we would have never found him. Once the sleeping drugs were off, he was finally able to call out for help. Sleeping drugs, huh? If I recall correctly, when you were kidnapped. That's right! There was a bottle lying on the floor of the refrigerated warehouse. I think it was the same thing that was used on me not long ago. The Sleepy ZZZ stuff. Super powerful. How about it, Agent Lang? John is clearly the victim. There's a mastermind at work behind the scenes of these cases.
Not so fast!
I don't know anything about this so-called mastermind. You say they were here last night? I still don't know for sure yet. Huh. Not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor. Indeed. I still don't have any evidence that ties to the mastermind to this murder. Is there someone else? Is there anyone besides John who had the opportunity to murder the president? I know who. We haven't talked about him in a while. He's your favorite. He's your dad. He's a terrible guy to have. That's it. As I thought. In the end, the pup is our only suspect.
Objection!
Isn't there one more suspect, Agent Lang? What's this? Didn't we prove it earlier? Last night, there was one more person here. Balls the best day? Saying he's the one who did it? Last night, John was not alone. Balls the best day was here too. Shouldn't we consider him to be the new suspect? Balls the best day killed the president? Entirely possible. Balls the best day. Can't be. Guy from 12 years ago? 12 years ago, that keeps popping up. Well, a lot has changed. All happened over 12 years ago. Back then, me and my old man were close friends. Our clan protected the president's life. Lang, don't tell me you're... What, from 12 years ago? You got it. Ain't this nice? Now you're finally going to prison, where you belong. 12 years ago, it was a long time coming from for a suspended sentence. Don't you agree? Agent Lang, what happened 12 years ago? Nothing that concerns you. On the contrary, it might just have some sort of connection with this case.
Not so fast!
I suppose you have some proof, Mr. Prosecutor? Show me evidence that there's a connection between this case and the one 12 years ago. Evidence, you say? You don't have any evidence. There's no point in talking about it. Is there any evidence that connects this case with that what happened 12 years ago? I'm glad that we could help each other kill two birds with one. Revenge 12 years ago. Kay is the only one that has it? You don't really need that. Defense, Gregory Edgeworth, Isaac Dover. Dover's body was discovered. Related persons. None of these. Whereabouts Dover's son or Gustavia's son, who until the day before the incident regularly visited at Master's mansion. That's not there yet. All the concerned, that thing he laid to rest in front of the flower bed 12 years ago. You simply must retrieve it. Oh, we have this right here, specifically the report on Knightley. That's gotta be it. Okay.
Take that!
This is a report written by Patricia Rowland to Balze de Beste regarding Knightley. Please read this part here. That thing he laid to rest near the flower bed 12 years ago. That's not all. Take a look at this as well. This letter was sent to Jill Crane, who was murdered 2 days ago. Although the sender is currently unknown, here it is written as follows. Please get revenge for 12 years ago. What? 12 years ago? Agent Lang, something big is happening here. Jill Crane's murder 2 days ago, and now the president's murder today? There has to be some connection here. And the key to solving it lies in what happened 12 years ago, does it not? You're asking me to reopen the old wounds of the Lang clan? Agent Lang, I beg of you. Who was that just now? You guys, what are y'all doing here? Shifu! We followed you here, Shifu. We heard that Shifu was investigating the incident from 12 years ago. You idiots! I'm not your boss anymore. Get back to your posts. Sir, we can't do that. What do you say? Are you disobeying my order? Shifu, we also beg of you. Reinvestigate the SS5 incident from 12 years ago. None of us could ever forget that case. We know you feel the same way, Shifu. Agent Lang, even your former subordinates desire to reinvestigate the case. Do you think you can solve the mysteries of that case? Perhaps I can, with your help. I got it. I accept your invitation. Shifu! 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 Now then, with that decided, I guess it's my turn to shine. Hey? We're investigating a case from the past, right? Guess what the best tool for that is? Little Mr. Thief. Right, if we have the case files for the past case, I can recreate it. Unfortunately, I don't have the case files. Huh? What do you mean? Access to those case files is restricted. It's been treated as highly classified information. Why is that? I don't know. It seems like there were a lot of things that they wanted to keep hiding. Even what I know is limited to what was published in the newspaper back then. will not be a problem. In any case, please tell us what you know. Sure.